Welcome to Clarky's Cock-Up Corrections. Now when I make a video, if I do make a small error, I usually put a note at the end of the video correcting my mistake. But there was one video I couldn't do this because I just simply wasn't sure what the answer was. Let me remind you of the video I'm talking about. Take a look at this. There's a lot of small little indents there, holes. I don't know what they are. Let's see if there's anything down there. Oh, hear me screaming a minute, it's because I've been bitten. As usual, the disclaimer is I may be wrong. Well, I finally found out what those conical holes were. I had to wait 4 months. I had to fly 5,500 miles south to find out. But find out I did. So, Fuerteventura. Sometimes I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But if I'm not sure, I find out. Now, I did mention in that particular video that I couldn't figure out what these little round conical holes were, and I put on the screen possibly some type of beetle. Now, if you want to know these things, the best thing to do is speak to an expert, and what better place to speak to an expert than in Namibia at Bush Camp, which is run by Bozeman. Only one name, Bozeman. And what he doesn't know, you could write on the back of a postage stamp. So, I asked him about these conical holes you see in the morning. And I said I'd seen them in desert landscapes all over the place, but can't figure out what they are. So that's why I'm crawling around on my hands and knees with my glasses on and a magnifying glass. Because yesterday he showed me what they were, and if you come in close we're going to have a route around and we're going to find this little critter that's created this hole, and I'm going to give you the name after this video because I can't remember exactly what he said, and he's disappeared this morning, gone off into the bush somewhere. But we'll have a dig around and we'll see if we can find one of these, and we'll have a look at it and then we'll explain what it does. So I'm going to use this little stick and have a little poke around in here, just like he demonstrated to me yesterday. And this cone has been dug out by the little critter that I haven't named yet. And what he does is he sits at the bottom of the cone and he's got some really sharp claws. And ants are attracted into this hole for whatever reason. Any ant that goes down there, the sand is so soft and it's at a conical angle that makes it difficult for the ant to get back out. I mean, it'll get back out, but by the time it has, this little critter has just popped out with its claws and gone like that. Grabbed it, pulled it back in and eaten it. So that's what these cones are for. And if we take this one over here that we found, and we'll have a closer look at it. Now I should point out that what I'm looking for is just a few millimeters long, and it should be right at the bottom and in the centre of this hole. So I'm slowly flicking away the sand, and we haven't got anything here. So we're going to have to try another hole. Now this one's a really nice one, but you've got to be so careful because the hole collapses quite easily and there's a reason for that I'll explain later. But I should mention that Bozeman had to have 4 attempts at this before he actually found one. I'm on my 5th hole now, and so far nothing. Okay, hole number 6. Let's have a look here. Gently does it. Odd. Yes. Oops, come on you bugger. This is what we're after. So, he's fighting back. I don't know if you can see that. So I brought it over to the table and popped it on a piece of tissue. You can see the claws at the back, and it's moving around on 3 pairs of legs. Let's take a look through the magnifying glass and then we'll get a better look at it. Now you can see it a little bit better. Quite an ugly little thing, isn't it? I don't think I'll be putting my hand down any more of those holes fishing for them. Mystery solved. Thanks to Bozeman. And if you want to know more about that type of thing, this is the place to come. Bush Camp, Bozeman, north of Solitaire, Namibia. So there we have it. And what's it called? It's called antlion. Maybe that's because it hunts ants and it's like a lion. Or maybe not. I could bore you to tears with stuff about this particular, what shall we call it, insect? No. What it actually is larva, because this particular creature goes through 4 development stages. It's a little bit like a butterfly coming from a caterpillar. It's been in the egg stage, it's now in the larva stage. This will then develop into a flying insect. There are 2,000 of this type of species, different species, around the world, and in the UK we only have 1. I've never seen one, and I don't think anybody else has unless they particularly know what they're looking for. But there's a lot of interesting facts about this thing that you can actually read online, if you so wish. Now the question is, how hard would it be to actually find one of these, trying to actually catch an ant? Well, I had 3.5 weeks in Namibia, and I spent a lot of time looking down holes. And did I find one? At work, doing its business? Almost. Let's take a look. So here we've got the ant in the cone. The steepness of the cone makes it difficult for it to climb up. The grains of sand are like marbles under its feet. The antlion is flicking sand up to try and knock the ant back into the hole, but on this occasion the ants escaped. But I did find another one. Let's take a look at that. So again here, the ant has found itself in the bottom of the cone, and as it tries to escape, the antlion tries to throw as much gravel and grit in its general direction to try and make it lose its grip and fall back into the hole. But again, the ant escapes. I've got a feeling that this antlion is going to go hungry if that's the best it can do. Well, that's the end for this little story. And if you're interested in where I was filming that, I have another YouTube channel called Clarky's Reviews, and I did a little review on the place I was staying, but I'm going to put that on my Clarky's Adventures channel as well, the same channel that this is on. So if you're interested to see where that was, take a look. It's Bushman's Desert Camp. And the next time you think you're walking around in a barren wilderness, just think about how much life there might just be underneath your feet.